And let me just kind of get everything set up here. We are live on Facebook as well. So welcome to this particular live stream. It's going to be a quick one. I'm going to share a little bit of why we start and stop things without the positive results that we seek in life. I gave this some great thought, and hopefully this will give you some type of understanding. So let me kind of share a little bit on the screen here. And Instagram, you're in the house, so hopefully this helps as well. But look, let's see, where is it? There we go. And I'm using this new dark mode, which I'm really excited about on this streaming software. So, and before I forget, I have a new YouTube channel, so make sure you subscribe to that. Just search Believe in the Unseen, and you'll see that there. And had some great calls today. So let me share my screen, the window. There we go. Okay. All right. So you should be able to see that. And I'm not going to go long-winded in this particular stream here because I have somewhere to go. But I definitely wanted to share a little bit of this particular topic. So why we keep getting the same, like keep getting stuck in life. And we stop things, we're motivated and we're not motivated. And there's no like real follow through, and we don't get the results that we want. You know, the results are basically a reflection of the internal self. So whatever's happening inside happens outside. And I sincerely wanted to bring you some value today. So of course, you know, a lot of you know my name, but some of you don't. It's Jamel Matias. You know, I'm a certified Proctor Gallagher consultant. Bob Proctor's material from the Law of Attraction. And, you know, there's my email there, you know, Jamel at Believe in the Unseen. And of course, Instagram, Believe in the Unseen as well. And hey, there he is, Clarkson. What's good, brother? Good to see you. Shout out to Clarkson. Carson. Why am I saying Clark? Oh, I'm looking at official Carson in the house. I don't know why I'm saying Clarkson. Yeah. Shout out to my brother Carson, doing amazing things. Yeah. So, you know, why we keep getting stuck, right? And why do we are motivated then we're not, you know, and how come we're not really following through and getting the results that we seek year after year or week after week? You know, it's very, very important to understand. You know, a few areas of consideration. You know, when you feel stuck, you want to identify the root cause. Like, what is stopping you from your growth? Usually it's you, but you're allowing something to kind of take away your focus. You know, and a lot of us get stuck because we don't have goals. Goals are meant for us to grow, not to just achieve, but not only for us to grow, for others to grow as well. And, you know, if you're really stuck and you have nowhere, like it's very severe, you might want to seek some support, therapy, or some type of mastermind or a group that kind of pulls you out of that state of being stuck, right? So, and also trying something new. Try something totally new, a new way of earning income. You know, joining a call like this, you know, um, talking to me one-on-one about your life and what you really want to do. Trying something new, you know, is kind of like a seed of from being stuck, right? And practicing self-care. I can talk forever about self-care because if you're not loving you, like who else will? You know, you really have to cheer for yourself, you know, mirror work, affirmations, saying all kinds of things to yourself. You know, I am worthy, I'm enough, I'm leaving an impact, I'm strong. Practice self-care. It's very important to becoming unstuck, right? So very, very important. So that's a few areas of consideration for this topic. So it all starts with an image of the goal that inspires you. That is basically, notice an image, right? An image could be anything that you desire. Seeing a certain amount of income in your account, you know, seeing a certain amount of income in your investments account, or seeing yourself whatever type of material thing you can afford, or experiences, right? Or the impact that you're leaving for your family, for your friends, for anybody. You know, that it starts with an image. And the question is, what is your image, right? I have so many images, but you have to get clear on that, and it has to inspire you. So a lot of times, you'll have an image and then you let it go. What that is usually it's in a metaphysical state, it's in the unseen, but it inspired you for a reason, right? Because it spoke to you, the essence of who you're meant to be. So it starts with an image of the goal that inspires you to get you unstuck. So, I always say this, and I wanted to put this slide on here because you are a much greater being, than the voice that tries to hold you back. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. That's one of my affirmations. So you have to kind of pay attention to who you're really meant to be and the essence of who you really are, because you're always greater than your limiting beliefs. And how do we get limiting beliefs? They're basically from conditioning of how we've been raised, the people we spent time around, our parents, our guardians, even our geographical location. You notice, like, if you're from a certain city or a certain area, you get used to the streets, the housing, where the restaurants are, exactly where, like, you're familiar with the foods. You grow up in this one little area or a big area your whole life, you won't know certain things out there in the world. So you're conditioned to feel and think a certain way. And whenever you try to do something outside of your comfort zone, you know, those limiting beliefs will try to hold you back. So I'm here to say you're much greater being than the voice that tries to hold you back. You really are. So confidence building creates better habits. And I'm going to share a few things on how to basically go deeper on what really is happening when you get stuck or you start things, you stop things. It's so important to stay inspired and motivated and disciplined, right? So let's go deeper on what this means. And I told you this won't be a long one because we got to run and handle a couple things. But and also there's a call at 2. Um, yes, the sales call, suited for success. So that's going to be awesome with my brothers. So let's go deeper on what's happening. As soon as you make a decision, your limiting beliefs and paradigms try to stop you. All right. Your limiting beliefs really jump out at you when you try to make a decision. And paradigms, they try to stop you. A paradigm, not many people know, but it's a multitude of habits in your subconscious mind. So subconsciously, you have these limiting beliefs or conditioning that you're unaware of, right? So what happens, it gets stronger and stronger, and you get very complacent and comfortable and not wanting to do different things. Trust me, some days the paradigm wins, some days it doesn't, so that's for me. Some days I didn't want to leave the house, some days I want to do stuff on camera, some days I didn't want to do this, and I didn't realize what that was, but I'm grateful that I finally know what it is. So the more you express yourself and your potential, the less you're limiting yourself. So expression comes from within. The mind, the body is an instrument of the mind. So basically, the body has to express itself when you basically tell it to, right? Like, for instance, you hear a funny joke, or I don't know, something makes you laugh, you naturally smile, right? Look how I'm speaking. I naturally move my hands. I, move my head. I'm very animated when I present or when I talk about this type of material. So I'm expressing from within, right? And I'm showing potential, right? I'm delivering. So the more you do that, the less you're limiting yourself. It's kind of like a flower. It just wants to grow, or a plant. It just wants to be more of what it is, right? So it wants to express oneself or itself and its potential being something beyond what it believes it can be. So that's the less you're limiting yourself. So the more you shift your paradigms and remove blocks, the more you're growing, right? Think about, for instance, I have to replant my bonsai tree that's super high. It's like 3 feet tall now. And it was only 3 little seeds I planted. And now I got to repot it because the pot is restricting it, right? The pot is not allowing the roots to grow. It's pulling all the nutrients out of the soil. I notice it's suffering. So now I need to give it a bigger space so it can grow even bigger. There was something in the Lead the Field that Earl Nightingale talks about where, a farmer put a pumpkin in a jar, and the pumpkin grew as big as the jar would let it. And we put ourselves in these pumpkins. We put our we put ourselves in these jars as the pumpkin. So essentially, we're limiting ourselves with our own mental state. Don't put yourself in a jar where the pumpkin can't grow outside of it. Pumpkin, if you can Google stuff, like there's these world record pumpkins that reach over 1,000 pounds, tons, right? So you're unlimited, but we limit ourselves even unknowingly, right? So we can study and read books all day. That was me. I'll read everything. More than more. I would watch everything night and day, read everything, and hold all this information in. But we must interact with the physical world in order to receive physical results. So you can sit on some mountain, meditate all day. You can read every book in my library, my mentor's library, and Bob's library. But you have to interact with the physical world to receive physical results, right? So it doesn't matter, you doing all of that, but not being open to this type of material or even talking to somebody about it and about your own life, you're kind of setting yourself, you're limiting your own growth and better results in life, right? And that was something I had to kind of become more aware of. So push whatever negative beliefs you have about yourself and potential aside and specifically focus on your daily behavior. Now, this is key. Just get out of your head, right? I shared something today. The opposite of negative thoughts is positive thoughts, right? The presence of negative emotions is the lack of positive thoughts. So the foundation, the common denominator is what you think, right? Energy is always flowing to and through us, and it's just energy. So what are we deciding to do with it? This is when awareness comes in every day. So push whatever negative beliefs, whatever doubts, whatever worries about yourself and your potential away and focus just on the daily behavior. I'm going to share a little bit the importance of behavior. So as you act a certain way, you feel better. You really do. I went crazy last night with action and I felt good. I slept really well. I was really proud of myself. So as our actions and our behavior, can change, it can change how you feel just as much as how your thoughts can. So basically, the action gives you the feeling before as well as the thoughts can. So it can work in reverse. Taking the action. You notice like you'll think about doing something all day or all week or whatever, and you just do it and you're like, oh, it wasn't so bad. I'm happy. That's the vibrational frequency of you taking that action. So just as much as your thoughts can, you can think about and get a clear image of your vision. That can change your vibration. So there's two different ways, right? The action most times forces you to think a certain way. And as you think a certain way, you feel a certain way. They're inseparable. They all work together, right? So take the action. So I'm going to share this last slide here. Do the thing and the thing will give you energy. Bob always said that. Do the thing and the thing will give you energy. So essentially, the thing is what you need to take towards your goal. This is why a goal and image is so important. So you doing the thing, and that thing will give you the energy. When I started coaching, I wasn't doing the thing. I mean, I would study, but there was other parts about it that, I knew I didn't want to do it, and I didn't for a while, right? But as I started doing it regardless, it gave me more energy. When you're exhausted, I don't want to do that. Take the focus off yourself because you're becoming a higher version of you and you're interacting, with what you're meant to, right? Other people, bigger impacts, right? So if your mind is not directed towards what you want, it will become your greatest enemy. This is one of the biggest ones right here. If your mind is not directed towards what you want, it will become your greatest enemy. So this is real focus. Like, what are you really focused on, right? Identify two behaviors. If you did them on a regular basis, they would move you closer to your goal. So this is when you identify behavior. What behavior can you do that will take you to where you want to go? Some people can do two. I would say focus on one, especially if this is new to you, right? So what does that mean? I'm going to jump back a little bit. If your mind is not directed towards what you want, it'll become your greatest enemy. Meaning, if you lack focus and you have what's called a divided mind and you're all over the place and you want this one thing and then you want this other thing and you want this other thing. Oh yeah, I want that too. It doesn't matter. I mean, that's great. When you desire something, that means you're growing, right? But focusing on that one thing, right? What do you want the most? And and if it's not focus, you become your greatest enemy. You really do. So there's a big difference between being focused and divided, right? So all action is automatic. Get your goal clear. What is your goal in your subconscious mind and fall in love with your goal? All right? Fall in love with it. And what I mean by that, you get emotionally involved with the goal. I have a goal right now and I'm emotionally involved with it. I it's meant for me and it's meant for other people I'm looking for to connect with. Right now, I am aiming to help 4 people earn 5,000 in business. Whether you're friends that we've known each other for years or people I just met. So this speaks to you, message me today. I want to talk to you. So that's my goal. I'm emotionally involved with it. More. Today's different. So I want to help you right now, right? But, of course, I want to give you some information as well to help you. So all action is automatic. Get your goal clear in your subconscious mind and fall in love with it. Fall in love with it. There's a big difference between what you know and what you do. So it's called the knowing doing gap. Notice in this image, this is what you know. I know a lot of people have all these degrees, educated, they read a lot of books and all that. Superior knowledge, but inferior results. So there's a big gap between what you know and what you actually do towards the goals that you want. You want to close this gap. How do you close that gap? With knowledge like this, but also accountability, discipline, but also being open to other ways of helping you get there, right? With the knowing mind, we tend to close our minds to other opportunities. It's unfortunate because you do it unknowingly because of the paradigm. And then as time goes by, you'll be like, people end up living in regret because they didn't take certain steps or weren't open to different things. But, everybody's on their own journey. And when you're ready, you will be open to it. What do they say? When a student's ready to teach your peers, not to say, well, I am a teacher. I've been sharing this information for a long time, but, it's at a higher level now, right? So here's some final tips and takeaways. I don't know how much time did I spend. Let me check. Oh, 19 minutes. Oh, I'm doing great. Oh, this is awesome. I'm doing amazing. Okay, so get an understanding, right? So the paradigm in the subconscious mind controls our actions and behaviors. So every physical action you do, me jumping on this before my other call, right? And then some other calls I'll set up for later today. Now, I'm taking the action, right? And I'm doing a 30-day challenge the whole month of October for my birthday month. So you'll see me live a lot, by the way. And it's not about me, it's about you. It's always about you because I love helping people. It's very fulfilling, but you have to make a decision, to step out of whatever you're doing, especially if you want more, right? So get an understanding. The paradigm in the subconscious mind controls our actions and behaviors, right? Your behavior, maybe you're always late. Maybe you always procrastinate. Maybe you go back and forth in your mind about what you want. Actions, maybe you have what kind of negative actions? Maybe you watch TV all day after you get home from work and you don't do anything for your own personal development. Now, actions can be positive. Maybe you actually stay the whole time on one of these live streams or contact someone that could help you outside of your comfort zone and your behaviors are different. So it can be positive or negative. So for permanent positive change in results, there must be a change in a primary cause of the results. So basically, the cause is what positive habit are you doing on a consistent basis? And it doesn't actually have to be an action. It could be a way of your mindset, coming in with a great attitude with something new. For permanent positive change, there must be a change in primary cause. The primary cause is you. We are the primary cause of everything. I said this on a private client call today. My mind is a center of divine operation. The divine operation is always for expansion and fuller expression. This first sentence, my mind is a center of divine operation. What does that sound like to you? Really think about that. You are a center of divinity with divine operation. I don't know. I love that. So, for permanent positive change, there must be a change in the primary cause, which is us. It always starts with our thoughts. It always is, and it always will be. So knowing is not enough. You can know all this stuff that I'm sharing 10 times over. Oh, I know that. I've been studying that 3 years. Oh, I knew that 5 years. You don't know how many people I spoke to that their own knowing is stopping their own growth. Don't be, your cup is already full. It's only half full because it's actually a quarter full, because with that perception, that means you're open for so much more growth, right? So knowing is not enough. Results come from behavior, and the behavior is caused by the paradigm. So the paradigm is a big focus, and it was called some other things, mental conditioning and stuff like that. So the results tell an interesting story for everybody. Your results, my results, they tell the world an interesting and true story of how the person is programmed. The outside is a reflection of the inside. So whatever area of your life you don't like the results, that's telling you how you've been basically conditioned to believe, oh, that'll take too long, or that costs too much money, or I'm not enough, or I don't know what that is, so I'm just going to kind of push that aside. I didn't realize how powerful that really means. So as a paradigm is changed, the behavior changes and the results change. It's that simple. And how do you change a paradigm? There's different processes to do that, but action is a very big one. And I help people with that. So high achievers are not typically successful primarily because of what they know, but rather because of what they do. That's important to understand, because you probably wonder, like, how in the world are you wealthy? Like, how are high achievers, they don't know what I know, but they're achieving. And I witnessed this many times, but, I spread love. But it makes you wonder, like, how are high achievers, they're not typically successful primarily because of what they know. It's not based on intellect, it's what they do. And what they do is based on their paradigm. So they have positive habits. And usually it's unconscious competent, meaning they're unconsciously, like, they're not even aware of what they're doing, but they're succeeding. Why? Because they created the habit, they're being, right? So there are many ways to implement new positive habits that will give you the results in your life, right? So there's different ways. I need to share what I was reading in this other book about dopamine. They talked a lot about different things we do to receive dopamine and how it's connected with our habits. It was deep. So you're only stuck if you allow yourself to be stuck. This is very, very important. Don't allow yourself to be stuck. Taking one simple action toward your goal will get you moving again. One simple action. It's like taking that step. You see the first step, put your foot on it. You're moving. That's movement. That's momentum. Everything moves. The momentum is everything in life. There's constant change all around you. Even if it looks like it's still, it's moving. Movement is meant for change, meant for growth, meant for achievement. So you only fail if you give up. Don't give up on yourself. You know, we get this life. I believe in reincarnation, but we're here now. What are we doing with it? If you know you're meant for more, you're meant to achieve something higher, leave a legacy, improve your lifestyle and your families, you know, you only fail if you give up. Never give up on yourself. Keep going. Even if you fell down, get back up, get on the horse, keep riding, or whatever, right? You know, in football, they used to I used to play football. You know, coach would be like, get up, shake it off. And I used to run the ball. I was crazy. But I didn't realize I kept getting up and I never gave up. I remember, you know, freshman year, I was a short guy. You know, I was small. And I kept saying, you know, just you wait and see. I'm going to be the fastest. I'll be able to run and start in offense, defense. You know, I was catching a kickoff return. I was in all special teams and I was a starter. So after that first year, I kept telling myself I practiced hard. Even in practice, I wanted to be the first person on the other side of the field and back. You know, I remember those days. Some days, you know, I was tired, but still I pushed myself to the limit physically, you know, and mentally. So you only fail if you never give up. So that's a final tips there. Just thank you for, you know, joining this quick little webinar. You know, again, my name is Jamel Matias, certified Bob Proctor law of attraction coach, and or mindset success coach. It's all related, right? There's nothing separate in this world. And there's my email, Jamel at Believe in the Unseen. And just kind of really wanted to share this particular topic because a lot of people get stuck in life and then they lose focus on where they're going, right? It's always important to see where you're going rather than what happened in the past that doesn't serve you. It's so easy to shift your focus and know where you're going. You know, very, very important. Um, Abrak, what's good? Yeah, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Hopefully this is helpful. So, you know, let me stop sharing my screen and hopefully you got some value from that. And of course, for those that, you know, tuned in today, feel free to, you know, reach out to me. My link to talk on a call. You know, I always love providing value and helping you grow into the next level of your life and helping you make some money. Again, I'm looking for four people right now to help them make 5,000 in business. I told you I'm very serious. So for the people that I'm talking to today, look forward to connecting with you and hopefully bring some value for you. But reach out to me immediately because my schedule is packing up today. And, you know, let's rock and roll. Let's do it. You know, much love. Praying for everybody. Love y'all. And much success to you and yours. All right, let me tune out. I'm headed out of here. And if you missed this, I'll put the replay up. This is also going on my YouTube channel. I forgot to put it in the description, but search Believe in the Unseen on YouTube. That's my new YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. Like the video if you got some value from it. I know I talked really fast, but I did this in 30 minutes, and I wanted to give you all the value I could. So, and I got to get on out of here. All right, blessings, everybody.